Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here with Midwest Market Management. Tuesday, May 13th. I've got Riley Sykart on with me here today. We're going to jump into U.S. weather. Still moving along in planting here. Eastern Corn Belt really trying to get some work done. Seems like the Western Belt, for the most part, pretty much wrapping up. I know I've talked to a lot of producers in North and South Dakota, and they're looking forward to some rains moving in here in the near future. Riley, any other rain in the forecast?
Well, it looks like they're going to get exactly what they want. Weather model's not fully showing it yet, but it looks like there's some stuff developing for the beginning of next week that could definitely provide a good chunk of water for not just Dakotas, almost the entire Midwest. So if you're ready for it, let's just hop right into the maps.
Yeah, I would say so.
First thing, I do have new planting progress in here. Ahead of the average pace on corn and soybeans. Not anything unexpected there. I don't see a reason to spend a whole lot of time on it. Stuff's getting stuck in the ground exactly how it needs to be, so not going to spend a whole lot of time there. Moving into temperatures for the next 5 days, pretty solid. We got temperatures in the 70s to 80s, and I don't think anybody's going to be upset about that or find a reason to change the market from that. So temperatures in 70s and 80s, 6 to 10 day. Cools off a little bit to the north, some stuff in the 60s. Overall, though, I definitely wouldn't say this is anything to be threatened by. Still ideal conditions overall right now, so not any concern there on the temperature side of things. Looking at the last 13 days, we can see that Eastern Corn Belt, especially Ohio and some of Indiana, got some really nice rainfall. Guys to the west probably would definitely like to see that. Planting progress was a little bit slower in Ohio, but that's also typical. So not really anything abnormal going on right now. But
No, it's for the guys out there, Riley, I'm sure it's becoming a little bit of a unnerving situation, and like to be getting things wrapped up here. And it's been a wet year, but when you really look at the norms, it's not really too terribly far out of their normal planting ranges. But definitely would like to get things wrapped up here in the near future.
Yep, and I would say on the planning side, that's the only really concerning area to be watching. Everywhere else, we're kind of switching the mentality to rain makes grain, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, and then the other thing too is, I guess, as you're planting, boy, you really don't want the rain. They would like to get things finished up, but from a national yield perspective, and mostly for the Eastern Belt, the worst thing to do is to shut the rain off completely when you've had a really wet, tough go at it. You definitely don't want to just shut the rain off altogether. So, yeah. That's the Eastern Belt trying to get things finished up.
Yep. Going a little bit further into that point, you look at surface soil moisture, the East not having concerns, the West, they really could use some of that rainfall. That's so definitely something to be looking at there. Subsoil's starting to get pretty dry to the West as well, but not anything overly concerning yet at this early in the season. Drought monitor map will update on Wednesday, so we'll get the new one in there for Thursday's report. Looking at the 1 to 5 day here, precip is just starting to build up. Some chances of rainfall on Thursday for Eastern Corn Belt as well as in the Dakotas. We'll see how much of that really comes through. That's not the big surprise. If we look at the 6 to 10 day, this is starting to build. You can see areas in the Dakotas to the western side of Iowa potentially getting some rainfall that they really need. And I'd definitely say it's going to potentially spur the bears on. I would expect, looking at this morning's GFS and Euro weather models, would definitely expect to see more rain being shown in that region on Thursday's report. So got to keep an eye on that. Any rainfall over there right now is definitely bearish for the market. So
Yeah, and it's potential. We're under some pretty heavy pressure here today in the grain markets. I mean, some of that is a little back and fill from yesterday's bullish attitude towards the crop report for you could make a good argument on the corn side that the 1.8 billion ending stocks and a 181 yield. I mean, we got a lot of work to do to prove the 181 yield. So you got a little back and fill from that, but I kind of question if today's market action isn't a little bit of this shiftage, because this extensive moisture has been a bit of a shift here in the most recent models, has it not, Riley?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's not some of the bearish attitude we got here today.
Yep, I'd agree with that. Moving in 1 to 13 days, showing overall decent amount of rain in the forecast. So Eastern Corn Belt maybe wouldn't like to see that as much, but in the West, any drop that they get is certainly well received, and I'd call it bearish news for the market.
Yeah. All righty. Well, still early in the game, a lot of weather ahead of us going throughout the year, but as for right now, no massive train wrecks from a national yield perspective. I would say that the USDA 181 is achievable yet, could outperform that yet, but we're a long way from putting it in the bin. So a lot of weather ahead of us. We'll be back on here Thursday morning to let you know how we are going to look going into the weekend. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks to Marcus Weather Group for the maps and Riley for putting this together. If you would like to visit us at midwestmarketmanagement.com, you can get signed up to receive broadcast as well as a lot of other market commentary there as well. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.